morning routine. Y'all know what I'm going to tell y'all to do, right? Come on in the room. Come on in the room. That's all I got. I'm not a singer, okay? Well, good morning. I am. If you haven't visited one of my live ever before, I'm Dr. Pamela Brown-Grinion, and I was born to be your coach. This morning, we are doing a live recording of the Grace and Grind podcast. So, welcome to all of my graceful grinders and totally uniquers out there. I'm so happy that you're able to jump in and be on this live broadcast this morning. What are we talking about? Well, I'll tell you that in just 1 second. I want to introduce myself to you first. I am Dr. Pamela Brown-Grinion, and like I said, I was born to be your coach. I am an etiquette coach and executive coach and a trauma-informed coach. And what do? I combine all those things together so that I can teach you some emotional etiquette. What does that mean? That means that I teach you how to tap into you to be able to understand how your emotions impact you, your relationships, your life, your past experiences and the experiences that you're going through right now. And I help you to change your behavior responses to your negative life situations, circumstances, and traumas. So, today we are going to be talking we are doing part 2 of the ghost in the nursery. Now, let me just give my disclaimer that if you are here for a lot of hype and hoopla, this is not your room, okay? If you are here because you are interested in learning how to change your behavioral responses, that's what a coach does, helps you to navigate in order to change your behavioral responses to the unfavorable situations in your life. If that is what you're looking for, this is your place, okay? This is your space. This is your room. This is your fam. This is your community. This is your tribe, okay? If you are looking to go deeper and tap into yourself to learn more about you, what makes you tick and what makes you talk? No pun intended, TikTok, okay? I've been saying that way before TikTok was ever a thing, okay? What makes you tick? What makes you talk? And understanding why. And then once you understand why, if how you're responding is unfavorable, it's dysregulated, or it doesn't serve you, how do you change your behavioral responses so that you are coping well emotionally? That's what this space is for. Who is this space for? This space is for any leader, any type of leader. If you are an entrepreneur, if you are a C-suite executive, if you are a mother, if you are an educator, any type of leader that you can identify inside of you, if you are, this is your community. So I welcome you. I invite you to come in to bring your whole self. I invite you to come into this non judgmental space and be vulnerable, be transparent. But more importantly, I want you to be your authentic, totally unique self. I give you permission to come on in and just be you. Okay. Now, that's my disclaimer. What am I asking of you? I'd like you to save the videos. Okay, when you save the videos, that lets the social media platform from wherever you're watching, that lets the platform know that this information is important. Okay, I need you to share the video. Why do I need you to share the video? Because that lets the platform that you're on, that lets the platform know that you think this information is so relevant and that it can help others so much that you believe that it's share worthy. So share. I need you to comment with at least 5 words or more. Why? Because that lets the platform that you're on, that lets it know that you are a live person. You're not just typing a 1 word, and make sure your words tie into whatever I'm talking about. That boosts the algorithm for for my actual platform, okay? And I need you to jump on my other socials at I am Dr. Pamela, DRPAMALA, so that I can go live on those platforms too. Okay. And leave a comment. Let me know. Leave a comment. Leave a comment. And stay on for a little while. Get something. Start your day. Calibrate your day. Okay. Calibrate your day and follow. Follow, follow. If you follow me, I'll follow you back so we can help each other build. Okay. And turn the alerts on so that you know anytime I'm coming on with a live, or if I posted something, you'll get an alert that tells you that, hey, Dr. Pam is on and she is talking about some good stuff and I probably need it. Now, let me just say, if you're watching this, I found you and you're my people. And I'm so happy that I found you, right? There is an old adage that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So I found you. This is not by coincidence. This is not by happenstance. This is not by accident. We are here in this space together because we are supposed to share in this space together today on December 3rd. It is 8:10 in the morning. Okay, 8:10. Good morning, Kath. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. So I'm excited to be here. And as you guys know, I started doing this to share my morning fellowship that I have, my morning devotion that I have. And I read my devotion. Hey, Trina Payne, good morning, girl. I read my devotion every morning. And then I tell you guys how my devotion resonates with me. And I encourage you to, you know, just listen in and see how it hits you. See how it hits you. See how it gravitates towards you, or see what you can pull out of it for you for the day. Okay. I'm setting my morning and I'm inviting you in to set your mornings with me. And I'm so glad that you're here in this space. Okay. Hey. I'm so glad that you guys are here in this space with me this morning. Now, I always like to say, I don't care if it's one person or 50 people, it's always going to be great because that's what Dr. Pam does, right? I'm going to come on here. I'm going to give you all of me because I wouldn't do it any other way. I wouldn't do it any other way. Okay. And like I said earlier, I was born to coach you. I was born to. Every experience that I had in life, nothing was wasted. It was to prepare me to be here this morning so that I could coach you. And I'm so thankful that over these past, I think we're on day 9, over these past 9 days that you have entrusted me with your trauma. I don't take that lightly. I'm so appreciative that you have entrusted me with you. And I'm sharing me with you. Okay. So again, thank you for being here. I am going to read my December 2nd devotion, and you see what you take out of it. Okay. I need to get my handy dandy glasses. Don't judge me. Kathy, don't judge me. Okay. All right. December 2nd. Did I read the wrong one? Is today December 2nd? Oh, December 3rd. I just said that, didn't I? I'm like, this is the same thing from yesterday. All right, get it together, Pam. You guys know it takes about a half an hour for my brain to fully become engaged. Okay. For real, for real. All right. Do not be surprised by the fiery attacks on your mind. Oh my God. It's already starting out good. Hey, Miko, what's up, girl? Do not be surprised by the fiery attacks on your mind, people. When you struggle to find me and to live in my peace, don't let discouragement set in. That don't go on a rabbit hole when you get in your dark place. Okay, that's what it's saying. You are engaged in massive warfare, spiritually speaking. Okay, y'all do know we have a real enemy, right? Y'all do know we have a real enemy. We have a real enemy. Okay, this is just too good. You are engaged in massive warfare, spiritually speaking. The evil one abhors your closeness to me, and his demonic underlings are determined to destroy our intimacy. When you find yourself in the thick of battle, call upon my name by saying, Jesus, help me. At that instant, the battle becomes mine. Your role is simply to trust me as I fight for you. I'm feeling this. My name, properly used, has unlimited power to bless and protect. At the end of time, every knee will bow when my name is proclaimed. People who have used Jesus as a let me back up. People who have used Jesus as a shoddy swear word will fall down in terror on that awesome day. But all those who have drawn near to me through, I don't know why this is reading so weird to me today. But all those who have drawn near me through trusting, uttering my name, will be filled with inexpressible and glorious joy. This is your great hope as you await my return. That is such a declaration and such a promise to us. And that do not be surprised by the fiery attacks on your mind. Isn't that what we're talking about? Isn't that what we're talking about? How our past experiences and our trauma comes back to haunt us. Our childhood trauma comes back to haunt us in our adult years. Isn't that what we've been talking about for mm, the past 9 days? We've been talking about how our minds are sometimes held captive with these emotional negative loops that play and play and play, and they're not truthful. It's the past, it's not happening now, it's not truthful. So, how does this resonate with me? Just by that first line, do not be surprised. It's going to happen. Good morning, D. Good morning, WD. It's going to happen. So, do not be surprised when your mind is attacked by the enemy. That's what it's saying. Don't be surprised. That's his job. His job is to come in and to kill, steal, and destroy, and to take you off of your brick road and to distract you from whatever your purpose and the plan is and the perfect will is for you. That's his job. And the best way to do that is by heightening your trauma to make you behave in ways that are, number one, contrary to the will of God. That's number one. But number two, it takes you off course to what your destined and divine purpose and plan is. So do not be surprised by the attacks that happens in your mind. This is why self-awareness and mindset shifting is so important. This is why we are doing this every morning, because we need to recondition our minds. We do. We do. We have to recondition how we think, what we say. We have to what we say internally to ourselves, what proceeds out of our mouths. We have to be intentional about that and pay attention, because life and death, you can speak blessing or curses. This thing right here, deadly, deadly, deadly. Hey, Aunt Ruth, good morning. Deadly. Hey, Sai, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right, who do we have here on W Ortiz on TikTok? Guys, guess what happened? Yesterday, I worked with my producer, and we are now live. Yesterday, we were live on Facebook and TikTok. Today, we are live on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. We are live. I'm so excited. Okay. Now something happened. We're in my and some of these were in my online studio, my online podcast studio. So this is actually being recorded live. This is a live podcast recording. Live. My first time doing a live podcast recording, by the way. So we've read the morning devotion. It was my morning devotion. I invited you in to share it with me. And it started out talking about, don't be surprised. Okay. Don't be surprised if you are having attacks in the mind. Listen, that's his job. Everybody has to do their job, right? That's his job. That's his job. But it also said that if you call on Jesus's name, not in a blasphemous way, but in the right context, that when you do that, then the fight no longer is yours. Okay? You go to the back line and he goes to the front line. Okay? You go in the back. He comes in the front. So thankful for that. So thankful for that. So just knowing that promise, and it also said you do know you have a real enemy. In its own words, I'm paraphrasing in from the book of Pam, right? You do know you have a real enemy. Okay. All right. But it's promising us that when we ask for divine help, that we will receive it. Okay. So now let's jump into, I'm going to do a quick recap on what we talked about yesterday. Now, I'm telling y'all, I'm not going to be on here for no 2 hours playing with y'all this morning. Okay. I am not. I'm going to do a tight, I know I say this every morning, right? I'm going to try to do a tight hour. I really am, but it gets so good and I get in the zone and whoo, as my grams used to say, I feel my help coming on. And once that happens, it just starts to roll and you just can't, and I have to be obedient to what I'm hearing. Share this today or don't share this today. Okay. And that's why I kind of shifted yesterday. So we're talking about the ghosts in the nursery. What are the ghosts? The ghosts are unsolved pain, memory, wounds, and patterns that we're living out from the past, but today. And they're still haunting us today. They're not happening today, but we're still being haunted today. Okay. Now, why are we talking about ghosts in the nursery? Because we need to identify the ghosts and give them a name so that we can give up the ghost, right? So that the ghost can stop haunting us, so that the little girl and the little boy, the unhealed ones that are still residing in our adult persons, that sometimes come up and resurfaces without. Thank you so much, Sai. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, guys, if you got on late, save the video when it's done, share it, comment with at least 5 words. I need engagement in order for the platform that you're on to recognize me and give me my proper points. And if you are on TikTok, I need you to be tapping and giving me those hearts. Okay, tap, 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 tap. Put those hearts up there. The hearts cost you nothing. Hey, Divine Magnolia, you back? Or you here for the first time? Hey, girl. Listen, you guys follow Divine Magnolia. I got on there last night and she's talking about stocks and all of that. And I know nothing about it. Okay. I know nothing about it, but she was dropping some gems yesterday and she stays abreast of it. So I want you guys to make sure you follow Divine Magnolia. That's one of my sister docs. And she was dropping some gems on me last night, and I just kind of stayed in to check her out. So you guys follow Divine Magnolia. You will be blessed. Okay, you will be blessed. I promise you. Now let's jump in with the recap. We're talking about the ghost in the nursery. Why? Because some people do not know how to just be resilient, right? Some people can just go through things in life and then shift, right? Others get stuck. Like me, right? I was stuck. And I was not one of those people that knew how to be resilient. I wasn't taught how to be resilient. I just fell into the rabbit hole and it was just not a good place. And for years, I lived in that deep, dark, depressive state of emotional abandonment. That's where I lived for 3 decades plus. Okay. I am here telling you what I did. This is my roadmap. So I know it works. This isn't anything that I had to research or somebody had to tell me. I am telling you what I did. If you want to tap into that little boy or that little girl that resides in you that sometimes wreaks havoc in your emotional life, I am here to help you separate from that and to teach you how to shift your behavioral responses to the things that happened in the past. All right. So those unhealed experiences, those unhealed places and spaces, that's what we're tapping into every morning. That's what we're tapping into. Okay. Now, recap from yesterday. We talked about noticing the emotional reactions that feel like they're too big for the moment, meaning that you don't assess small, medium, or large, extra large, super size. You're small to super size, right? We talked about that that's not a good space for you when you operate and make decisions and move when you're dysregulated. So you have to be able to process and understand what this situation calls for. If this calls for a small response, then we're going to give it a small response. But have you ever given a response to something that did not require a response at all? It wasn't even worth your energy. But internally, you were feeling something that was telling you, I need to say something. You didn't need to say anything at work. Listen, I'm glad I can go back to take my notes. Yes, darling, me too. And thank you for the 5 words or more. Okay, I appreciate that. Sometimes we react for things that are so superficial, and we react in such a monumental way, and that disrupts your spirit and your energy and your essence and your personality even more. And we're trying not to do that. We're trying to heal wounds. We're trying to address wounds, not create more. Okay. So don't allow yourself, you have to be intentional with your self awareness. You have to be intentional with your self awareness, and you have to listen to the emotional triggers that you're feeling internally and understanding why. Is it the person? Is it the place? Is it the thing? What is it? And when you can't change your people, places, and thing, baby, change your people, places, and things, because you have the power to do that. Okay. So ask yourself, is this what I'm experiencing? Is this about now? Or is this something that I've never healed from? Because if you've taken a molehill and turned it into a mountain, and the situation didn't really call for that, it's probably more than likely something internally that you haven't gotten over, and it is coming up and it's coming out, and you didn't invite it to. Right? You couldn't suppress it if you tried. Why? Because you were so dysregulated internally, and this is your normal response to things that is just happening. That's not intentionality. Intentionality is, I'm going to on purpose pay attention to how I'm feeling, how this person, when they come in my space, how I feel when they come in my space. What happens to me on the inside when this particular person, or when I'm in this certain environment? What happens? Why? Challenge yourself, because that is the only way you can interrupt those negative emotional loops. You have to challenge them, disrupt them, and interject something new. Okay. Now, I'm not getting ready to teach this all over again because we did this yesterday. You got to go back and watch yesterday's. All right. Now, number 2, pay it. You guys have the journal questions, right? Because we were putting them in the chat. And Kathy, you can put the journal questions in the chat today for me, darling, when I give them. All right. Number 2, pay attention to the patterns you swore you'd never repeat. And I explained to you guys that there were some things that my mother used to do. They used to drive me bonkers. And I would say over and over, when I get grown, I'm not doing that to my kids. When I get grown, what did I do? The same thing. And one day I had the realization, and I said to myself, girl, you're acting just like Martha Lee. That's my mother, Martha Lee. Right? It's in me. It's in me. Epigenetics. We're going to talk about epigenetics too. Epigenetics is as real as, yeah, it's real. Okay. So now that's number 2. Sometimes we recreate what hurt us because it's familiar. What does that mean, Dr. Pam? It means that you've lived in this space so long emotionally that it has become your natural response to things, right? Fight, flight, freeze, fawn, and Dr. Pam incorporated flop. And that's when life's so much that you become paralyzed. You have so you experience Python syndrome, where it feels like life is choking the very life of you out of you, and you can't move. You are paralyzed emotionally, physically, you can't move. Spiritually, you feel stuck. You can't hear, you can't do, you just feel stuck. All right. That is because We're not in a good place and we're dysregulated emotionally. Okay. And we're comfortable. That comfort is your safety net. Okay. It's the place where you've operated from for years. Okay. And you've become comfortable there. So that's what happens. Oh, thank you so much. Peaceful Face of Love for following me. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. All right. And my girl Divine Magnolia, thank you for the gift, girl. I appreciate you. You learning how to do this, okay? You are learning how to do this, and I appreciate you. God bless you too. God bless you too. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. All right. Kathy, I hear you. I hear you. Okay, so guys, when I tell you that I was born to do this, I was born to coach every single one of you that's on here right now. I was born for you. I was born for you. Every experience that I went through, nothing was wasted. I use all of it to do the work that I'm doing now. This is my calling. This is my purpose. This is my destiny. This is what I'm supposed, this is my natural gift, calling, and ability. This is what I'm supposed to do. And I was born to coach you. And that's why you're here. And that's why I found you. Right? It's not by accident that you're here. I was born, we were born to have this moment right here, right now. Okay. All right. Number 3, examine the needs you struggle to meet. What does that mean? Because the ghost hides in your unmet childhood needs. What didn't you get? And it's still asking for it. It's still knocking. Every time he or she shows up, she's trying to tell you, I didn't get something and I need it in this space. So I need you to go in and ask little you, little you. Go inside and ask little you, what is it that you're trying to get from me right now that you need, that you didn't get when you were younger? Now understand that it was not your responsibility to give it to you when you were younger. That was not your responsibility. But as an adult, if that's going to help you be in a healed space and a freer emotional space and have a sound mindset, it behooves you. It behooves you to do that. Okay? It behooves you. You didn't hurt you, but it is your responsibility to make sure that you are a healed you. Understand that. So if you're stuck in forgiveness, saying, well, they did it, yes, they did. Guilty as charged. Okay? You can't change that, but you can fix it. You can't change the past experience. It's a part of your life. It's ingrained in the fiber of you forever. It is. Okay. It's ingrained in the fiber of you forever. Forever. But you do have the power to change your pain into power. You do have the power to change your victimization into victory. You do. Okay. You didn't do the things, but it's your responsibility as an adult to make sure that you are your best self, the best version of yourself that you can be. That's on you. All right. All right. So that's number 3. So now we're going to move on to number 4. Okay. Number 4, look for the places where you feel powerless or triggered. Now, your trauma memories echoes through your triggers. It's letting you know that this isn't right. Your trauma memories are echoed through your triggers. What do I mean by triggers? You guys know when you feel something on the inside of you. We have every single person that is living, okay, has felt something uncomfortable on the inside for whatever reason. Okay, for whatever reason. Um, me, my sister Donna, we live in Rochester, New York, and we were going to the Sea Breeze for something. Donna, I know you remember this story. Okay, I'm putting it out there. This is a real trigger for me. It might be minuscule to others, but this is a real thing. So Donna always bought my pantyhose for church because we had to wear pantyhose. Y'all know back in the day, okay, dresses and pantyhose. You going to Pentecostal church, you better not, okay, come in here with any pants on. So Donna said, we went to Seabreeze, and Donna said, if you ride the jackrabbit with me, I'll buy your pantyhose. Now she was going to buy my pantyhose anyways because this is she every Saturday she did. She said, yes, I do remember. So Donna, we went to the sea breeze, and I'm definitely afraid of heights and roller coasters, all of that, guys. When I tell you merry-go-round, tilt-a-whirl, uh, I'm good. Merry-go-round, teacups, and maybe that thing that does this thing right here like that. That's it. It's all right down here, right? I'm not. So Donna said, if you ride the jackrabbit with me, I'll buy your pantyhose. And stupid me, she was buying them anyway, but stupid me. So I was like, okay. She was like, I'm not, if you don't write them, I'm not getting them. I'm like, okay. What did I do? I got on the jackrabbit. Oh my God. When I tell you, I was praying to Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. As soon as it started going, I started saying, I want to get off. Donna, you remember this? I want to get off. I want to get off. I want to get off. And I was holding on to Donna's shorts so tightly. And she, get off of me, get off of me, get off of me. And I'm like, I want to get off. You can't get off. Once it's in motion, baby. Once the thing is in motion, you can't get off. You cannot get off. So we went through the thing. I did get the pantyhose, but I say all that to say, emotional roller coasters, you can get off. You can get off of an emotional roller coaster. The jackrabbit, I was stuck like Chuck. I could not get off. Okay. But emotional roller coasters, you have the power to get off. When are you coming back on here? I have to go have a grand safe day. Okay. I'm here every morning at 8:00. I'm here, darling, every morning. And now I'm everywhere. Hey, right? Every morning at 8, meet me here. Okay. So, girl, that was not funny at the time, but now I can laugh about it. But emotional roller coasters, you can get off anytime you want to. So, after today, if you are still on your emotional roller coaster and you're not trying to challenge it, to disrupt it, it's a choice. It is a choice, because I'm dropping nuggets for you to let you know that you have the power to control how your trauma shows up, how you respond to it, how much power you give it, and how it impacts you. You have the power to control that. So, emotional roller coasters, we can get off of those. So, you have to look for the places. I don't know how I got to that, but you have to look for the places where you feel powerless or triggered. Okay. If certain tones, behaviors, or environments make you shrink, oh, this is how, shrink or panic or have fear, then don't put yourselves in those situations. I should have never gotten on that jackrabbit because I knew it was going to put me in a state of panic and a state of fear. To this day, I do not ride roller coasters. I don't care what you offer me. You can offer me a whole case of pantyhose. I'm not getting on. I'll be right down here waiting for you when you get done. I do not. I avoid that because it is a trigger for me. It does something to me internally, right? And I'm equating that to your other negative traumatic emotions. It's the same thing. That was trauma for me. Trauma is trauma. It produces the same kind of symptoms. It doesn't matter if it's the jackrabbit or it's still fear, it's still panic, it's still trauma. So it can be the jackrabbit, or it can be you're afraid because verbal abuse turns into a slap. It produces that same type of panic and fear and that strong emotion that dysregulates you. Okay. Trauma is trauma. I have trauma from Donna. You see what you did to me, girl? I'm good now. I just know that I don't have to get on. It's my choice. I have the power to choose if I get on. And so, because I know what it does to me, I set a boundary with the jackrabbit and any other form of roller coaster. I have the power to choose. So I set my boundary with roller coasters. because I can. Because I can, right? And I know that may sound simple, right? That may sound like, Pam, you're equating your roller coaster to my domestic abuse. That's not what I'm doing. I'm equating the symptoms. Okay, the symptoms. Fear is fear. I don't care how you get it. Fear is fear. Panic is panic. I don't care what puts the panic in there. It's panic, right? Withdrawal is withdrawal. Doesn't matter what was the uh, precipitating factor that caused it to happen. Panic is panic, right? So you have to look for the spaces where you feel powerless or triggered, and then you set a boundary with them. Okay. Now, when that happens, thank you, Lady Danielle, for following. I appreciate you, darling. When that happens, it's happening because it's telling you that I know what this is. Internally, it's giving you a message that, hey, I recognize this. I know what that is. I know what that is. I used to walk past a jackrabbit and panic. I don't anymore because I understand that that was the past and the jackrabbit no longer has any power over me. So I can stand at the bottom of the jackrabbit while the twins get on and ride and wait till they're finished. And it doesn't cause me any amount of, I can watch it go up, I can watch it go down. But before, I couldn't do that. You guys understand what I'm saying? When you have something inside of you that's emotionally familiar to the point where you don't even want to watch it, you don't want to have any proximity or closeness with it because it does something to you. Well, now I can stand, I can watch the whole, because I know that it can't hurt me anymore. It's not going to do anything to me emotionally anymore because I have set a boundary with roller coasters. I'm good with roller coasters. Okay. I have overcome that. Why? Because I realize that I'm not on it right now. I'm not trying to get a pair of pantyhose. I don't know how old I was. 10, 9, 10. I don't know. I'm 59. I can buy my own pantyhose. Right? Hey, Karis. How you doing, girl? Okay. You guys understand what I'm saying? So it's the traumatic responses to the symptoms from the traumatic experience. Different. They're not the same. Okay. It's your behavioral responses to the symptoms of the traumatic experience that happened, right? And the reason why that happens is because the little girl or the little boy inside of you is saying to you, I know what this is. And it's so familiar. I know how you expect me to respond to it. So, guess what? This is how I'm going to respond. You want me to withdraw and fall into the rabbit hole. So, here we go. Into the rabbit hole we go. You want me to become angry and incite this excitement in my voice and become rah rah because that's how we respond to things. All right, let's go. Here we go. Let's do it. Right? You want me to come withdrawn and in a depressive state and quiet and mousy. All right, well, I know that's what you want because that's what your brain has conditioned me to do. And because your brain is a memory, a muscle that remembers, just like these muscles, your brain remembers. I already know how to handle this. You don't have to do anything. I'm in autopilot. I got you. Because we've programmed ourselves to have these types of behaviors. Okay? We've programmed ourselves. What I'm teaching you is how do you break that up, that dysregulation, become regulated, and pay attention to what you're feeling, why you're feeling it, and then what do you do once you feel it? What do you do? You, we have to get past status quo. And this is what I normally do. We have to get past that. Okay? We're not doing that. Okay. So the ghost whispers to you, this is comfortable. I know how to do this. Let me handle this for you. Okay. Understand this as well, that when you recognize these echoes, it can help you to rewire and rewrite your story. Neuroplasticity at its best, baby. Neuroplasticity at its best. That these echoes come to remind you, okay, you had this echo yesterday. You had this trigger that reminded you yesterday You didn't know Dr. Pam yesterday. You haven't been on Dr. Pam's live yesterday. You didn't have a coach to tell you yesterday how to respond. So you were dysregulated, out of control, and all over the place. Today, you have a coach named Dr. Pamela that's telling you you don't have to do that. You have the power to control how those situations show up, impact, how much power you give it, how you respond to it. You have the power to control that. Okay. So now that you have the power to control that, once you come in contact with new knowledge that's disrupting your familiar old ways of thinking and behaving, when you know better, you're supposed to do better, right? Once you come in contact with something new, now you can say, okay, let's disrupt. I've recognized it. Let's disrupt this echo. And now let's rewire and rewrite the story. Let's do some changing. Let's interrupt this. That is the only way to change. If you continue to do the same thing over and over and over, you're just further ingraining the memory of this is how I want you to go on autopilot and behave. You ever hear people say this is just the way I am? How many times have you said it? This girl, this is just the way I am. I have a friend that says this how I am because I'm from New York. You know how New Yorkers are. I'm not talking about my best friend because he doesn't act like that. Okay. But it's a girlfriend. Okay. I have a couple of girlfriends and they always say that, and I know people in New York have their own, and people everywhere have their own thing, but you can't use that as your calling card to be rude and disrespectful. Okay. You can't just do it. Well, I'm from charge it to New York. No, no, I'm not charging it to New York. I'm not. Right. You don't, that does not give you carte blanche privileges to mistreat me with your mouth because you're from New York and this is how New Yorkers talk. Mm-mm. Because you getting ready to get a boundary. You getting ready to get blocked. Okay? No, there's no such thing as I'm just like, I've been like this all of my life. Honey, God ain't through with me yet. He's still working on me. I don't want to hear any of that foolishness. Okay? God is still working on all of us. He ain't finished with none of us. Okay. But that does not give you carte blanche privileges to behave any kind of way and then use the excuse that I can't change or I don't have to change because God ain't through with me yet. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. That's an excuse. That's an excuse. You don't want to change. You can change. You can change. If you choose change, you can change. Right. And with me, you'll have to. Or we can't we can't we just we can't. Okay, we can't. I'm not So how does it show up when you're feeling powerless or triggered? Shrinking when someone raises their voice. Now let me tell you a real life thing that happened. I used to be, when I first started parenting with my first children, right, blocked. When I first started parenting with Danny, my oldest biological son, I screamed because my mother screamed. I saw screaming. So I screamed, right? I yelled, I cussed. Okay? Because that was my environment. So to me, that's how you parent. If you want your children to listen to you and do things that you want to tell, it worked for me. Look, I turned out great, right? BS. Okay? I did what I saw. But one time I yelled and Danny did this. Because sometimes a yell will come with a bip upside the head, right? I got a bip upside the head. I'm okay. That's what we say, right? But then when he did this, something inside of me saw the little girl that used to do that to duck from getting a swat upside the head. I saw the little girl in me in my little boy. You talking about having a surreal moment. And guess what happened? I stopped screaming. And then I started to talk and rationalize and make sure that it wasn't a do as I say because I said so, and shut up because you're supposed to be seen and not heard. It changed from that. And I started having conversation with my children because I didn't want him to, it broke my heart. I did not like the way it made me feel as a mother that my child was cowering in fear because my natural, normal, comfortable response was scream with a bip. And it changed. My parenting style changed. And I started having a conversation. And then I got girl, you talk to them kids, you know what he need, right? I know. I I got this over here, right? And we started having a conversation about things. And I started to explain, this is why I need you to listen. And this is what I went through, and I started teaching life lessons about things so that he can understand that it's not just about do as I say because I say so. It's because my wisdom is speaking, and I know you got to um make your own mistakes and all of that, but in this situation sometimes you don't have the space to make a mistake when your parents are saying this needs to happen and this needs to happen right now. This is not a place where you have choice. In this instance, it's not a democracy. Okay, this is how it's going to be, but I can use my words to explain that versus screaming and bipping. Okay. All right. So, feeling small in conflict or authority situations. Now, I've also been in situations in the workplace where, men, and because I have that thing in me that I had in me, have in me, because it's still in there, right? Because I have that thing where, you know, men can be how men are, right? I felt like if a man in the workplace tells you to do something, it's what you have to do. And you don't say anything back. You just kind of go along with it because, there was a time where, there wasn't this prevalent position of women in leadership. Right? It's not like it's so heightened right now, but we've come a long way, ladies, right? We've come a long, long way. Okay. So there was a time where I would cower because I felt like that's what I was supposed to do because a man in the workplace, a man at the helm is supposed to be able to tell you, "Hey baby girl, how you doing?" It's supposed to be able to say this is how things go, and you don't get to think. You don't get to have an opinion. You don't get to have an idea. So I would cower. I could say something and it would not be heard, and then a man would say it and it would be, "Oh, that is the best idea ever." And instead of saying, um, I believe I brought that to the table last week, I just let it go. And everybody knows that you brought it to the table, right? But because he said it, right? And that begins to create that imposter syndrome in the workplace for us, for a lot of us, because we feel like we don't have a voice and we can't have a voice, especially Black women. You don't get to have a voice, right? And so when you're in these positions of authority that you have to cower, it's because you're used to cowering. I was used to cowering internally because I was afraid. Most of my life I grew up, I was afraid, right? So cowering was a natural response for me. It was innate because I knew how to cower. I knew how to become small. I knew how to go inward and withdraw. I knew how to do that. And I had that thing on autopilot. Okay? But understand that that is your ghost echoing that this place is familiar and we probably need to shift from it. Okay? Now, if you are becoming reactive, remember that rah, 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 small, medium, or large, extra large, or supersize, right? When you are supersized, dismissive, ignored, misunderstood, when you become reactive, because you're used to being dismissed, you're used to being ignored, and you're used to people just misunderstanding you. So you become explosive and reactive. That is that echo of the ghost in the nursery saying to you that that little girl, that little boy on the inside has dealt with being dismissed, ignored, and misunderstood. And now this is a space where they can give it a voice. And so they're going to show up uninvited and they're going to misbehave. What I'm telling you to do is give that little boy or little girl, give it space, but process where you are. Go from dysregulated to regulated. I mean, you got to be able to, like that. You have to be so in tune with you and so self-aware that when it's happening, you can shift. Because if you don't shift, you know what's going to happen? Somebody's about to get cussed out. Somebody is getting ready. Hey, Mars. All right, the moderator is in the house, guys, right? Somebody is getting ready to get cussed out if the little girl in me starts to feel like in my adult body, you're trying to dismiss me, you're trying to ignore me, or you're trying to act like you don't understand. Oh, I know you get it, right? Okay. All right. And now it's coming. Okay, so this, then we get there. I'm Gary. Okay, that's all right. You like to hear it, here it go. And then you go from molehill to mountain emotionally. Why? Because you haven't addressed being dismissed, ignored, and misunderstood when you were a kid. Maybe you didn't know how. It's okay. This is not judgment. This is not beating you up. This is not that. This is bringing these things to your awareness so that you can become self-aware, so that you can shift. So that you can shift. This is all about changing your behavioral responses to your familiar emotions, right? Your emotional symptoms that are attached to the emotion, the trauma. Okay. Understand, understand that you have the power to sense it and control it. You do not have to. I'm like that because my mama was like that. I get that. I get that. But you don't have to be, because you're not your mother. You can choose how you want to be. You don't have to play out how your mother was. Remember when I said earlier that when you recognize that you promised yourself, I'm never going to be like that, I'm never going to do that, and then you look in the mirror and you see her or him, right? You catch a glimpse of it in your mind's eye, like, oh snap, right? I said I was never going to be like that. It happens. It's epigenetics. Okay, we're going to talk about epigenetics in a couple of days, but yeah, it's epigenetics. It's in you. Their stuff going back. It's in you. Okay, your lineage is in you. Your history, your bloodline, it's in you. Okay, but just like you can extrapolate the bad things or the not so good things, you can extrapolate the good things and bring those to the forefront because you have a choice. If nobody has ever told you, you have a choice. Okay. I need y'all to be tapping that screen and letting this algorithm know that we are on. It costs you nothing to tap, right? Give me some hearts. Give me some hearts. Give me some love. Show me some love. Tap. All right. Now, you guys understand number four? Number four, look for the places where you feel powerless or triggered. Okay. We're going on to number. Oh, no, I need to give you guys your reflective questions. Mars, you ready for the reflective questions? Reflective questions. What does this situation remind me of? When you get in those situations where you feel powerless or triggered, what's familiar about it? Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. I'm feeling the love. I'm feeling the love. Thank you. That is so true. I'm working on that. People can really take you back there. Yes. Now, sometimes people are trying to take you back there. Okay. Understand. But then sometimes the enemy works in people to trigger you because he knows that if I can get her with this, oh, I got her. Okay. So, journal question. Where am I? What does this situation remind me of? You got to ask yourself that. I'm telling you guys, I had to do this. I had to do these things because I wanted to understand myself on an intimate level. I don't want anybody to know me better than I know me. I need to know me. Thank you, Miko. I appreciate that, darling. Right? I want to know me. Miko, girl. I love me some Miko, y'all. Y'all know Lady T on DKX, Tamiko Bird in the house. Hey, girl. Thank you for the stars, Miko. I appreciate you for the gift, darling. Okay. What does this situation remind me of? What's familiar about it? Why does this seem so like I've been here before? Why am I having an emotional deja vu? Right? What does this remind me of? Answer that. Okay. When was the first time I felt powerless? When was the first time? I can tell you guys, my very first time I felt powerless, I was 5 years old. I was powerless and overpowered. That's why I felt powerless because I was. It wasn't just a feeling, it was a fact. When was the first time you felt powerless? Thank you for liking the live. I appreciate you, Erica. I appreciate you, darling. Thank you so much. When was the first time you felt powerless? Like, yeah, you may have to go back. Okay. Now, y'all don't want me to do the Betty right on y'all and say, I don't want you to get to the end of this podcast recording and say, oh, yeah, now I remember. Okay. I want you to think you may have to, it may be after, it may be after, okay, where you can really sit back and give it some real thought. When was the first time that I actually felt powerless? I'm enjoying this. Very informative. Thank you, darling. Tell a friend, honey. Bring your sisters on. Bring your sisters on. We all need to get it. Listen, our Black Girl Collective, we got to get healed together, honey, because we got to run the world. We have to run the world. Y'all see this foolishness we dealing with? That's because it's on us to run the world. But we can't run the world if we're emotionally jacked up because we're going to be making these same foolish decisions that people are making that are emotionally jacked up. The little boy is trying to show that I'm powerful. Okay. That's what we're dealing with. The little boy is sitting in the White House saying, you know, I am tiger, hear me roar. You know what I'm saying? I am lion, hear me roar. We have to run the world, but we have to be emotionally sound to do it. We have to be. We have to be in touch with our emotions and understand the things and the people that jack us up. Okay? You got to understand that. You can't shift what you haven't recognized. You can't shift from it because you don't even know it's there. Or you do and you're ignoring it. Okay? Third question, I'm sorry. What boundary was crossed in the past that's being echoed now? What boundary in the past was crossed but is being echoed now? It's being echoed now. It's not happening now. Big difference. It's not something that's happening to you right now, but it's producing the same symptoms. It's familiar. And so it triggers something in you that's asking for a reaction. You have the power to choose how you react. Okay? No more. Let me tell you something. I have some students my younger, but some older too. Now I can't even say the younger. I have some students. I work with MCC, Monroe Community College, every month, and I have some students that you can't say, um, sweetie, can you simmer down a little bit, you know, nicely. I'm like, okay, and then I got it. Let's take this outside in my office, honey. All you embarrass me. You're not embarrassed with all of this, but it's embarrassing for me to say, sweetie, can you please lower your voice, or can you, you know, please wait until break time, and then, mm-mm. I mean, hey Don, I mean on 10 like that. Why? I'm nice. I'm not one of those teachers. I don't scream and holler. The same thing you guys are getting right now is the same thing in the same way I am when I'm teaching. It's the same thing. I'm talking about mindset, self-awareness. I'm teaching them how to walk, how to talk, how to have presence, how to just move and flow like a lady, how to behave, how to have posture. I mean, I'm doing all that. Okay. I'm teaching you how to keep your job, how to get a job. Right. I'm teaching you. I teach them for life. I prepare them for life, but explosive. And then I have to go into a conversation to the whole class, right? And say, look, after I have a conversation with her, now I got to remind my other baby sisters, or sometimes big sisters, that look, understand that that behavior is expected from the masses, not me. They're waiting on that behavior from us, waiting on it. And then when you give them what they're waiting for, you know what it is? I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I told y'all. What I tell you about them black girls? What I tell y'all? So then I have to explain that when you behave like that, you're not just, it's not just a reflection on you. It's a reflection on me. It's a reflection on every black woman in this room. It's a reflection on every black woman on this live. It's a reflection on every black woman, period, because the rest of us are going to be judged because of the way you behave inappropriately, dysregulated, just all dysregulated, right? But then all black women are put in this to collective that we're angry and we're rah-rah chicks. And what I'm saying is, learn what makes you tick and what makes you top, and then deal with it. Pay attention. Disrupt something, reframe, shift intentionally for you. Not because it's a bad reflection on me, because you go with you everywhere you go. I probably won't see you again after these 3 or 4 days of my class, right? Nonetheless, you still put the rest of us in this angry black woman bubble. Okay. So everything can't be a highly explosive, reactive reaction. Simmer down. It's okay. It doesn't call for that. Doesn't call for that. Okay. But you have to know, what is it? What boundary is being crossed right now that's causing you to be explosive in this moment? And does this moment call for that? Or are you reacting from the past? Are you reacting from a wound, an old wound? Or does this situation really call for that? Okay. Now, number 5. And we're going to do number 5, and then we're going to be done today. Okay, guys. All right. Number 5. And if you have not yet, I'm going to say this again for people that are just joining. After this live is over, save it. Oh, it's what I saw at home. Absolutely wiser now. Me too, right? But just because we saw it doesn't mean that it's what we have to do. We have to recondition ourselves, okay? So guys, after, save the video. because that helps me. Share the video because that helps me. Comment with 5 words or more. Every single person on here should have commented at least one time on all of these platforms. Whichever one you're on, we're on 4 platforms. Correct. You should be tapping the screen because that's free. That helps me. Give me a comment of 5 words or more. How is this reaching you? How is this touching you? What are you going to do differently? Okay. I need to know how it's impacting you. Okay. And thank you for the long watch times. I appreciate it. And follow, follow, follow. And if you have not gone to my other platforms at I am Dr. Pamela, I'm the same everywhere. Go and do the same thing. Okay. And turn on your, what's it called? The alerts, reminders. You guys know what I'm talking about. Turn it on so that you know when I'm live or when I post something that you get notified, the notifications. Turn it on. Okay. That helps me. All right. I'm giving myself away. I'm asking you to give yourself away to me in exchange. All right. Okay. Now, here we go. Number 5. Hey, Dan. You guys, I was just talking about my oldest son, and we have on here Elder Daniel Brown of Saginaw, Michigan, by way of Rochester, New York, though. Hey, Danny. Hey, Karis. Karis is my elementary school friend. Elementary. Thank you, Mars. Notifications. Mars, use that in a sentence, okay? Don't be putting no one words up here. Use that in a sentence. Okay. Number 5. Reflect on messages you inherited, not chose. What does that mean? Where did your story, your trauma origin come from? Where did it come from? Is this your story? Or is this a story that's you're living out someone else's words? What are the messages you inherited? I share mine all the time. I'm going to give you some. Stop crying. Suck it up. Be strong. You don't need anything from anybody. You don't need a man. You're strong enough to do everything you need to do on your own. You be selfless. Your job is to take care of everybody else. How many times have you heard that? How many times? Stop all that crying. What you crying for? What you crying for? Men don't cry. Why are you crying? Thank you, D. Thank you, Karis. Men don't cry. What you crying for? Suck it up. Get over it. You're 59 years old. Why are you still talking about something that happened to you when you were 5 years old? Get over it. How many times have we heard those negative messages and we live by them? In fact, we tell our children that. Stop crying. Man up. Be quiet. Where did your trauma origin come from? Where did your responses to your trauma come from? Where did it come from? Is it yours? Who said this? Who gave you this? Who ingrained that in you? Where you get it from? Karis, keep up this great work. You are and will help so many people. Thank you, Karis. I appreciate that. I'm trying, sister. I'm trying. All right. Suck it up. Get over it. That is the worst thing you can tell someone. That is, if someone is coming to you and trying to talk to you about their trauma, that's telling you that they are at that place now where they're ready to start venturing out towards healing. The worst thing you can say to them is, you still talking about that? You need to get over it. Worst thing you can do. They're trying to get over it. They feel comfortable enough to share with you, to tell you, I've gone through something that I feel like I'm ready to talk about and I want to share it with you. Now, I'm not talking about the person that's always woe is me. It's always something. I'm not talking about that. But that could be their way. That could be cathartic for them. That could be their form of therapy. Now, you may not be the person for it because that's not your lane, but you're the person they feel comfortable with. right? Sometimes you just got to listen. Sometimes you just have to listen. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really, really, really appreciate it. Okay. Sometimes you have to ignore the critics, man. Sometimes you got to say, I'm not. That shirt don't fit me. Or been there, done that. Bought the t-shirt, donated it, right? Sometimes you got to burn the t-shirt because nobody else needs it. Nobody else should have it. You shouldn't have even had it. Sometimes it's got to be done, right? Sometimes the buck has to stop here, right? And we have to stop telling people these things and be careful. I'm telling you, if you have my relationship with my children and my grandchildren are so different with the words that I speak because I understand that I've done a lot of harm. I understand, Danny, baby, I understand that I've done a lot of harm. I do. And I can't undo what I've done. All I can do is move forward. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. Whatever is in there, it's in there. I can't take it out. But I can change how I interact with my granddaughters and my grandsons. I can thank God for the second chance. Because when you know better, you're supposed to do better. Right? I know. I didn't I didn't know how to parent. I heard it so much I can't count it. I'm telling you, Donna, for real, for real. I can't undo it. That's why I stopped talking to people and just talk to God because some people were so heartless. Yeah, yeah. And it's the people that you should be able to go to talk to. They won't give you their ear, won't give you their time, and won't open up their heart to hear you, to hear yours. I'm so thankful that I'm not that. I've never been that person. I'm so thankful. Even with all that I've gone through, all the things, I've never been that person. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. So now we talked about this yesterday. These inherited scripts are passed down generationally, right? Generationally. So that means, like I said earlier, my family bloodline is in me, right? My family's generational curses were passed down. There are curses that reside in us that we aren't even aware of. Okay. And that's why yesterday I was saying when I pray to break generational curses, I pray that they are broken back to Eve. Okay. I pray that they're broken back to Adam because I need to go where it's from the root, where it started. I pray that generational curses are broken from every person on this and wherever platform you are. I pray that every family generational curse in your bloodline, in your legacy, I curse it, I denounce it, I declare and decree that it is broken back to Adam and back to Eve. You hear me? And that's what you have to do too. And we can stand in agreement on that. I pray that it is broken. The buck stops here with us now. We are not intentionally carrying stuff that we know that we are aware of. Can't do that. Not if you're aware of it. Now the things you aren't aware of, you don't have any control over that. But the things you're aware of, and you know that you have the power to control, oh baby. Yeah. It's on you to do that. It's on you to do that. It's your responsibility to do that. You're not here by accident. You're not in this space with me by accident. You're not. You're not. Some of our trauma and generational curses are passed down through our bloodline. That's right. It's epigenetics. I'm going to get into epigenetics. We're going to talk about that. It's epigenetics. Okay. Now, once you see them, you can decide which ones to keep, because some things that are passed down are good. Remember, we have the power to choose. Some things, we're not talking about the traumatic stuff and the symptoms, but some things that are passed down, like prayer. I've always seen prayer. All my life, I've seen prayer. All my life, I've heard about prayer, right? All my life, I've heard about God. That's a part of my bloodline and legacy that it's never going anywhere. Now, am I saying that I always went to church and I was always saved? And I'm not saying that, because that is not true. Okay. But just because I wasn't and I moved away doesn't mean that it isn't still in me, because it is. I can't take that out of me if I tried. It's in there. It's in there. It's one of the ingredients. It's in there. Okay? It's in there. And just like it's in me, yours is in you. You get to choose what you are going to grow in you. You get to choose that. Now, you can grow the traumatic symptoms and ignore them, or you can do what you know you're supposed to do to deal with them. It's a choice. It's a choice. You get to choose. All right. Now, these are your reflection questions. Which of these messages shaped me the most? Was it the faith or the fear? Which one shaped you the most? And I'm not saying choose faith because, oh, I'm so saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled. I'm not saying that. I'm saying keep it real. Keep it real. Based on your life experiences, which one shaped you the most? And be honest with yourself, because you can't fix it if you don't. Was it the faith or was it the fear? Number two, who taught me these rules? Were they explicitly taught or were they silently taught? Did I hear people say these things, or did I see these things be lived out in my life? Who taught you this? Where did it come from? Where did it come from? Who? And number three, which messages serve me today? Or which ones hurt me today? Okay. Which messages serve me and which messages hurt me? Be honest. Be honest. And extend grace with your honesty. Extend grace to you. Because, like I say every day, you didn't get this way overnight. You aren't changing overnight. Can you start changing today? Yes, and you should. If you don't, it's a choice. You're choosing to stay bound emotionally. If you hear all of this good stuff, because this is good stuff. If you hear all of this and you still falter back into the state that you know was not healthy for you, and you live in that space because it's comfortable and it's easier, it's a choice. Then don't complain. Then that's when I don't want to hear it. Don't complain. Okay? Because if you know me, we've had these types of conversations. And if we're having these types of conversations and you still want, we're not doing that. No dumping. Over here, positive and peaceful, baby. Positive and peaceful. No dumping. No dumping. Okay. Marcia, do you have all the questions? Good questions. It has my mind going, wow, thank you. Yeah, it's something to think about, D. It's something to think about, right? And and sometimes you don't, when you don't know what you don't know, you don't even know to think this. You don't even know to think this. I'm telling you. I had to ask myself every one of these questions that I'm asking you, that I'm telling you to ask yourselves. I did, and I'm free. Now, I'm not saying I don't have some cracks that need to be filled, because I do. But and however, please repeat the last question. Which messages serve you today? Which messages serve me today? And which messages hurt me? Yeah, it's something to think about. It's something to think about. Okay, it's something to think about. Now, guys, I am hearing do number 6. So I'm going to do number 6. Whoever needs to jump off, I don't have any hard feelings, but I'm hearing in my spirit do number 6. And I have to do number 6. Okay. Number 6 is pay attention to how you treat yourself when you're hurting. Somebody on here needs to hear that. Pay attention to how you treat yourself when you're hurting. Ooh, I think I needed to hear it. Pay attention to how you treat yourself when you're hurting. Mm, wow. Do you shut down? Do you overfunction? Do you go numb? Do you attack yourself? I used to do all 4 of those. I would go into my rabbit hole. I would feel, Miko said me. I would go, Miko, thank you for being vulnerable, for having the courage to say it's me. Thank you for your honesty. You are welcome in this space to bring your whole self, honey. Your whole self. Cut my hair. Girl, what do you do? What do you do to you when you're hurting? How do you treat you when you're in your dysregulated place emotionally? What do you do? Do you shut down? Do you overfunction? Do you withdraw? Do you attack yourself? I did all of those. All 4 and then some. This list is not all inclusive. These are mine. Remember, this is what I had to do, and I'm sharing with you what I went through. This is my life on paper. I did all of those things. Why? Because I felt like it was protecting me. I felt like it was protecting me. So I did it. These coping styles often come from childhood survival patterns. It was comfortable. I knew how to do it. I was in autopilot. I knew the rabbit hole. I know what's in the rabbit hole. I know it's a comfort. It's deep, dark, lonely, sad, mad, miserable. It is, but it was comforting for me. Why? Because it was the place where I felt like I had the most power to protect myself. And I felt like when I withdrew, that I made myself invisible. If I made myself invisible, then people couldn't get to me and do the things. So I withdrew. I hid in the closet, y'all. I hid under the porch. And I'm to this day, I am deathly afraid of anything that makes the soil break. Deathly afraid. I don't care what it is, creepy crawly. Death. I don't do bugs in soil. Why? Because I had to hide under the porch to protect myself. Can you imagine? Deathly afraid of bugs. To like I don't do bugs. I'm not gardening in the dirt. Give me a pot of soil. Give me some soil. I'm gonna put it in a pot and I'm gonna drop my bulbs in there. I'm not fooling around down in. I'm just not. Okay. I'm not. Pay attention to how you treat yourself when you're hurting. What are your emotional symptoms when you're hurting? Okay. These coping styles come from childhood survival patterns. Sometimes we retreat to those because they're familiar. It provides us safety and comfort. That's not resilience, though. That's not resilience. A lot of silence, just unable to speak or think. Erica, I'm telling you, girl. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. That's that. When you say unable, you can't think or speak, Python syndrome. Hey, cousin Cretia, Python syndrome. When you feel like life is just choking the very life out of you to the point where you are just frozen. Can't. I don't. And you don't have the capacity. You don't even know how because it feels like it's so unbearable. You don't even know how to move from it. You can't pray. You can't cry. Hey, Nisi. You can't hear from God. You can't. Honey, I understand. I understand. I understand. I understand. As my girlfriend Kim says, I overstand. Okay? I overstand. All right? The way you respond to pain is often the ghost revealing itself. The ghost in the nursery, that old past trauma from childhood, the way you respond is often the ghost revealing itself. Let me tell you something. That is a very difficult place to move from. Very difficult place to move from. When you feel so crippled, mm, y'all not going to have me on here crying every day. But I'm telling you, when you feel so crippled emotionally, when you feel like your soul is broken, I don't know if anybody else have ever felt like that. But when you feel like, love you, when you feel like your soul is broken, that's a hard place to come back from. A hard place to come back from. When you feel like when your soul is broken, your spirit is disrupted. Your internal compass has a blockage. Okay? For real, for real. I don't know if anybody else can relate to what I'm saying. That when you feel such hopelessness and such despair and such emotional pain that your soul feels broken, it's hard to come back from that place. I had to fight like hell to come back from that place. When I tell you I had to fight like hell to save myself out of that place, yeah, yeah. And I'm telling you, if you're in that place, you have to fight like hell too. You have to. Like, you have to. You owe it to yourself to. Hmm. You can't not. You can't. Now, how does it show up? Self blame, self shame, harsh internal dialogue. Just, I can't tell you guys the things that I've done to myself. Should have never happened. The things that I allowed other people to do to me should have never happened. But I can't change it. It's a part of my fiber. But I can move forward. And it was only because of the brokenness from the trauma. My trauma symptoms were so much where I just gave up emotionally. Whatever happens, happens. Hell, whatever. Right? Whatever happens, happens. Yeah. So pay attention to how you treat yourself when you're hurting. Okay. Now, another way it shows up, emotionally disappearing and just numb. 'Cause it's not just me, right? Have you ever been in that emotional state where you feel like, I don't feel anything good, I don't feel anything bad, I don't feel anything at all. I'm just existing. I don't feel nothing. Just numb. Just, I don't feel nothing. Just dead on the inside. I mean, like, for real, it's really hard and you can't think clearly. You can't. You can't. But now you can because you know how. But yeah, it's, I'm telling y'all, mm, over apologizing or over functioning. You get one apology, you get one thank you, and that's enough. I only want one apology, and I only want one thank you. You don't have to keep. I'm so sorry. If it's sincere the first time, I received it. I've probably already forgiven you before you spoken it. For me, because I can't carry that dead weight. I refuse. I know what unforgiveness does. I know what negative emotions, what they've done. I'm not inviting them. I'm not. I'm not. I'm cutting them off when they come. I can't. I don't have the capacity to. I don't have the capacity, and I know what it does, and I don't want to feel like that, and I don't want to be like that. I just don't want to. Okay. Over functioning. You got to do, you got to do, you got to do, you got to do, you got to do. Yes, 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 yes. No, 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 and no more. No, no, and no more. I'm not. I don't have the capacity to. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. I don't have the capacity to. And so, guess what? I'm not. My friend had to tell me to quit thanking her and quit apologizing all the time. Yes, Erica, for what? We heard you one time, but that's your ghost, baby girl. That's your ghost speaking. That's the little girl in you feeling like you have to get validation through your apology and through your gratitude, and you don't. Validation is for parking, not for people. Okay. And that came from my girl, Cheryl Williamson Pelote. Okay, Dr. Cheryl. Okay. Validation, see how I'm citing my source? That's what you're supposed to do. Validation is for parking, not for people. Put that on a t shirt. Okay. Validation is for parking, not for people. Now, reflective questions. You guys got some good homework tonight. One day we're going to have to do a session where we just talk about the homework. Questions, journal questions. How do I speak to myself when I'm hurting? What are the things that I say to myself? Because remember, whatever you speak out of your mouth or internally, your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit, your essence hears it. So, what is the dialogue that you're having with yourself? Is it kind? I want you to practice saying to you what you would say to somebody else. You wouldn't tell anybody else, you're stupid. You don't deserve it. You're unworthy. You're ugly. That's why this happened to you because of this. You wouldn't say that to anybody else. Don't say it to you. Show yourself some compassion and grace and say kind things to yourself. Okay. How do I speak to myself when I'm hurting? That's question number one. Question number two, does that voice belong to me or someone from my childhood? And identify who. Are the things that you're saying to yourself, is that something that someone else used to say to you when you were a kid? Yeah. Is it? I just had an epiphany. I just had an epiphany from something my mother used to say. Hmm. In this moment, just now. Oh, you guys remember I told you that my high school counselor told me that girls like you don't go to college. Well, when I was growing up, my mother's favorite thing to say was, go somewhere and sit your dumb black ass down. It was just something she used to say. I don't even know if she was calling me dumb. I don't believe, in my heart of hearts, I don't believe that she was really saying that you're dumb. But the word dumb, and then she would say, sit your DB. She had an acronym, DBA. Sit your DBA down. And I just now connected that with why I internalized and believed what my guidance counselor told me, that girls like me don't go to college. Well, when you've been hearing your mom say to you, get your dumb black ass, sit your dumb black ass, you know what I'm saying? Sit your DBA. I just had that correlation just now talking to you guys. Mm. DBA. Isn't that something? Acronym. I just made that connection of why I internalized. Well, if my mother says it, now my guidance counselor is saying girls like you don't go to college. Mm. Fill in the cracks. Fill in my own cracks. That's what I'm doing. I'm filling in my own cracks right now. Wow. Wow. That stings. Hmm. I'm having a moment. I'm having a moment. I'm having a real moment. And I make no apologies for it because I'm being healed in this moment, just like you. I make no apologies for it. I thank God for the self awareness in this moment. Hmm. Third question, what would I say to a child feeling what I feel now? Just say it's your child or your grandchild or a niece or a nephew, a younger brother or younger sister. What would you say to them? How would you speak to them? That's how I want you to speak to you. Right, Miko? Right. Mm, really. Words matter, and words can harm or words can heal. Choose your words carefully. Choose your words carefully. It only takes one time to say something that can cripple someone's spirit. One time, one word, one incident, one incident. Mm. And you don't know how, when you are in your dysregulated state, how you're going to impact someone else's life and how long your words can hinder someone's growth and development. But even with all of this, I offer forgiveness to my mother. Still, I offer forgiveness because in my heart of hearts, I really do know that she was not intentionally trying to hurt me. She was just saying what she says. But you don't know when you are saying what you're saying, how long your words in that split second instant, in that moment, how long your words are going to impact somebody's life. You don't know. So choose your words carefully. Choose your words carefully. Choose your words carefully. Yep, I offer forgiveness in this moment because it's for me too, right? It's for me too. All right, I'm done. Remember when I said, oh God, I needed to do number 6 because somebody needed to hear it. First student, first client. I needed it. Not tomorrow. I needed it today. I needed it today. Wanda says, yes, words can build you up or tear you down. Yes. Miko says, walking heavy, Pam. Baby, let me tell you something. I needed this today. All right. I'm done. I'm done. Guys, these were supposed to be half an hour drop in, drop some nuggets and some knowledge kind of sessions. These were not supposed to be full. When I do a regular training, it's 2 hours. Okay. These weren't supposed to be that. These were supposed to drop in, drop some wisdom, and hop out. See you tomorrow. That's what they were. That's what I said. I'm gonna go on for half an hour just to, get my feet wet and just drop in for a half an hour and just 2 hours, almost every time, 2 hours, right? Let's get it. Let's go. Miko, let's get it. Let's go. Yeah. So thank you guys for but it was perfect. Renee, the Reiki dog groomer says, but it was perfect. Thank you. Thank you, sister. I'm so glad that you're here. And Wiser Now, thank you for liking. Thank you for liking. You guys, save, share, comment, like, follow, do all the things. Okay. Give me some hearts. Give me some stuff, you know. Let me know you love me. Let me know you've been here. Okay. Let me know you've been here. Um, thank you guys for accepting me. Thank you guys for allowing me to be. I don't know any other way to be. When I tell you, when I go in and do training, this is how I am at training. Like people are like, girl, I'm like, listen, it's not just for you. I'm my first student, I'm my first client. Okay, I am. And if it comes up, it comes out. I'm way past that. Oh my God, I can't. I'm way past that. I'm trying to. If there's something in here that I need to remove so I can fill some cracks, then I need to do it for me. Okay. So thank you for allowing me to be my authentic, vulnerable, transparent self. I wouldn't be any other way anyway. So you can't do nothing about it. Okay. But thank you for showing up every day. And thank you for feeling whatever it is you're feeling, because I can feel the love. And so I thank you so much for entrusting me um, with your trauma symptoms and your trauma experiences, right? And if you guys notice, I haven't asked you guys what your traumatic experience is. I don't need to know that. I don't need to know what you went through. The mere fact that you're here tells me that you've gone through something, and trauma symptoms are trauma symptoms. I don't need to know that. Only you need to do that excavating. Only you need to uncover and discover. I don't need to know that. That's not my role. My role is to teach you strategies, tips, and keys to help you break free from where you are and to move you closer to becoming the best version of your authentic self. That's my role. And I do that by using my lived experiences. I just put them on paper. Who knew they worked, right? Who knew? I knew. That's why I'm telling y'all. Right. So, anyways, you know what I'm going to say? I love you guys with my whole heart. I truly, 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 truly do. Thank you so much for being here and sharing in this space with me. I'm so glad that we found each other. Always, always remember that you have the power to control how your trauma, your life experiences, your circumstances, people, places, things, tasks, situations, emotions, all of that. You have the power to control how it shows up in your life, how much power you give it, how you respond to it, and how it impacts you. And once you embrace that, you'll be all well into your journey of changing your behavioral responses to your traumatic experiences. All right. So, with that being said, I want you guys to go and create, don't have, go and create your totally unique day on purpose. All right. Until next time, ta ta for now.